This is an overview of the Particles background widget by Unlimited Elements for Elementor. I'm going to teach you how to add awesome particle effects to your website. You can even use a custom image for your particles. You can use multicolors. You can make your particles as stars, as snow, as polygons. Without no more further ado, let's get started. To get started with the particles background, I'm going to click on the section and then jump into the Style tab. Over here, I'm going to collapse the background and go into Unlimited Background. Inside of Unlimited Background, in Background Type, I'm going to select Particles Background. Now, if you don't have this in the options right now, you need to click over here and then install that specific background from the widget library. To use this, of course, you need Unlimited Elements installed and activated on your WordPress website. So I'm just going to click over here, Particles Background. And what that's going to do is that's going to add an awesome Particles background to my website. And this background is one of our most advanced background because it has so many settings. And I'm going to take you over the settings and show you how you can take advantage of this to create an awesome interactive section in your Elementor website. So the first setting I want to go over is actually the connect line setting. As you can see, the lines are connected between the particles right now. And we can determine the line width. So for example, if I'll change that to 3, now the thickness of the line will be a lot thicker. And I can also change the opacity of the line. So now those lines are having a little bit of opacity, and I can even change the color. So let's just change that to red so you can actually see the difference, and you can see that our lines are red with an opacity and a thickness of 3. So that's the part about the lines. I'm going to turn off the lines right now and go over the other settings. So the main setting over here is for particle type. And we can change the type, for example, from circle to star. And now our particles are going to be stars. So you can make an awesome star background. Any of these, you can change the direction. So for example, I can change the direction to bottom right. And now they're going to be moving from the top to the bottom right. So that's just kind of giving a different effect. Inside of particle type, I can also use an image, for example, and you can upload a custom image over here. And as you can see, these are pretty small right now. Let's increase the size. So I'm going to increase it to 70, for example, just so we can see that better. And now you can see how that looks. Now, there's a bunch of these right now, and it's actually too many. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the number of particles. Now over here it's 150. I'm going to change that to 50. And now there are going to be less particles on my canvas over here. And what I want to do is actually show a different type right now, which is called polygon. Polygon has even more options, and the options are for the number of polygon sides. As you can see, each shape has 5 sides right now. I'm going to change the polygon sides to 8, and then I will get an octagon. So you can make all sorts of polygons. Each one you can determine the number of sides, and you can achieve different effects. So this is looking pretty awesome. And let's jump back into the settings because I clicked somewhere else by mistake. And now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to determine that the particles are going to have a random size. So I don't want all of them to have the same size as 70. 70 is going to be the maximum size, but I want the maximum size to be 70 and the others are going to have a random size. Now, another cool thing that we can add over here is pulse. So when I add the pulse, what it's going to do, it's going to be changing the sizes of the particles as they animate. So you can see now they're not in a static size. The size is changing and it's pulsing actually. And the next part is for speed. So if we want to speed this up, for example, I'm going to change it from 3 to 30, and now the speed is going to be a little bit faster. Now that's too fast for me, so I'm going to go for something in the middle, which is 10. So 10 seems like a good speed for me, or you can go for slower like it was on default, 3. The next part is for multiple colors. As you can see right now, all of these are having the same color. To add multiple colors, I'm going to click over here, multicolor, and you can select up to 4 colors. So right now you can see they're randomly added colors and each one is a different color. Now, that's not the last thing you can do. You can even add opacity or randomized opacity, and this works similar to the randomized size. So the maximum opacity is going to be 1, but I'm going to randomize the opacity, and now each one is going to have a different opacity. Now, similar to the pulse effect we had earlier, over here we have animated opacity. And now the opacity is going to be changing as these particles animate. So that's really awesome. The next part is for interactive options. Now we can detect this on the mouse or from the section, from the window or from the canvas, sorry. And we can add a hover effect or a click effect. Now the easiest to see is a hover effect. So I'm just going to change that to bubble. And now as I move my mouse over the canvas, what I'll be able to see is that they're kind of interacting with the mouse as the mouse hover over the particle. So that's really awesome. And if you don't have enough settings over here and you didn't achieve exactly what you want, you can go to the JSON builder. By clicking this link, it will open in a new tab. You can create a different effect in the website and then paste the code inside of here. But usually all the options over here, you can see there were many options, are going to be enough to create the particle background that you want to achieve on your website. And the last setting is for changing this to be from in the background to be in the foreground. So this means instead of being behind the content, now it's on top of the content. You can see this usually being used when having a snow background. So I hope this tutorial was interesting for you guys. If you have any questions, you can post them in the comments. Please subscribe for more awesome content, and I'm going to see you in the next video.